guys, and welcome to another edition of Gifted Monkey TV, all things toy and toy related. I'm your host, Jordan Preston, and when we come back, we're going to take a look at a great figure from Hot Toys that's sure to be the star and the spangle of your Winter Soldier collection.
Respect the monkey!
And here we are, boys and girls, keeping with the promise of the awesome. The Hot Toys 1/6 scale, 12-inch action figure of Captain America from Captain America, the Winter Soldier feature film. Let's take a look at this awesome box. Right on the cover, you see here, they have a live action picture of Chris Evans. This is actually Chris Evans in his Captain America garb right here, going into an action pose. And it's a nice blue box, nice rich blue, I love that. And down in front it says Captain America, the Winter Soldier, the number of the figure, Hot Toys and all the indicia over there. Captain America is kind of like embossed on the box with a nice cellophane type feel to it. You can feel it, it has texture. I don't know if the camera can pick it up or not. If I turn it like that, you might see it. And turn some angles, it just blends into the box. That's really cool. On the side of the box, we have this nice muted blue pinstriping going across. On the back, we have the people who made this figure possible. The sculptors, the artists, everybody that's on staff at Hot Toys that made this figure possible. All the indicia and choking hazard warnings and all that stuff like that. And everybody getting their name and titles on the back of the box. A nice red, white, and blue stripe going over here on the side. And a nice grayish, bluish gray muting color right here on the back of the box that I really like. On this side we have Captain America, the name of Cap right there. And on the top we have Marvel, Captain America, the Winter Soldier. Very nice. Now this figure is like the, I want to say the fourth in line out of the figures from Captain America, the Winter Soldier movie. The first to come out was the Black Widow, then we had the actual Winter Soldier himself. Then we have around the same time we had a Captain America, and then we had a Captain America 2-pack which featured this Captain America in the stealth suit and also Captain America in the Steve Rogers civilian uniform with a different head sculpt of just Steve Rogers, no mask. And we also had the, in there, I forgot, we also had a Captain America, the original Avenger throwback uniform that was tweaked slightly for the movie The Winter Soldier, but it was that same type of uniform they had in the first Avenger movie of Captain America. That came in too. That might have been the third figure released from Hot Toys in this line. And last but not least, we had the Anthony Mackie Falcon figure coming out, and that's really a great figure also, I see. So let's crack this puppy open and let's see what we got inside this box. This is basically a simple shoebox design on this. Right here, comes off real easy like that. And then we see another photo of Cap, but this is actually the Hot Toys photo of Captain America, the Winter Soldier. This is actually the actual Hot Toys figure. So we pull that inlay out. Very nice shot though, isn't it? We pull that out. And here we have Captain America housed inside his clamshell, right inside the box. Nice and secure. Let's take a look at what accessories came with this guy. Captain America didn't come with a lot of accessories, but he came with some very cool accessories. First off, he comes with 9 interchangeable hands. Now, full disclosure, I lost one of the hands before shooting today, and I can't seem to find it. But it was actually another duplicate of this. It was a left hand of this kind of semi-cusp hand, like that. So he has 2 of these. He has 2 of the standard fists that he comes with. These come on him. Look at that, very nice. Look at that detail. Nice paint apps on that. He comes with these hands, which I think are the hands you want to ever get him with that downtrodden, head down, holding the shield in front of him, down in front of him pose that was on the posters a lot and from the comic book cover. These hands hold that shield like that. So you get both of them like that, holding the top of the shield. And his head is bent down. He's kind of like very brooding. That's what those hands are for, it looks like. Nice to be able to capture that iconic shot. These are static action hands right here. Very nice. right and left. Look at that. Nice glove work on here. Nice glove work. And you get what seems to be a standard issue, Captain America pointing finger. Because nearly every Captain America figure so far comes with a pointed finger. So that's very cool. Like he's aiming where he's going to throw his shield, or he's aiming at a villain or somebody saying, don't come over here. Very nice. Look at that. Nice detail on that. Comes with extra pegs, just in case you lose one. Comes with a great instruction booklet. Tells you everything that you want to know. Open it up a little bit, and there we go. Tells you how to move the head, how to adjust the knee pads, how to put his belt on, how to adjust the belt. Tells you how to put the shield in his hand. Very good. Shows you how to change heads. So I guess this direction booklet is exactly the same direction booklet that comes with the twin pack of the Steve Rogers Civilian and the Captain America uniform one, because there's the change of head, swap of head directions. When you don't get a head swap with this particular Captain America, it just comes with one masked head, and that's it. But very nice. Also tells you how to put the clip on the back so you can put the shield on the back, that iconic look of Captain America with the shield on the back. We'll run through that in a little bit. Very nice. Speaking of that, also comes with those magnetic handcuffs. Remember those magnetic handcuffs in the elevator scene, that iconic fight scene? If anybody wants to get out, before we begin, does anybody want to get out? Remember that? That's great. And here we go. And these actually close up like that, so it's very nice. Very nice. They close up. You can fit those around his wrist if you like. Very nice. I like that. And here's the clip that goes on the back of his, on his back actually, we put the shield on. You get a nice crotch grabbing stand. It says Captain America Stealth Strike Suit, Captain America the Winter Soldier, and Captain, where you have the great crotch grabber. Different levels of height. Take it out, put it back if you want. This also comes off if you just want to have the base and no stand for him in the background. That's great. Now let's get to the shield. The shield is really nice. One of the good things that they did with this shield, Hot Toys decided to do with the shield, I guess they listened to the reviews a lot, and they decided to make this die cast. You hear that? That's a die cast shield. The other shields on Captain America previously started chipping. The colors started chipping. The red and the blue would start chipping off, and you got a very spotty shield. And that happened to a lot of people. It happened to my Avengers Captain America shield as well. But this is a nice metallic paint app on it. Has a nice wash on it, and it's all metallic. Very great. You see back, it has the handles for you to put the shield in. Very nice. It's constructed pretty much the same way all Captain America shields are. It's just that it's metallic. But that is really a nice piece, and it's not that heavy either. It's got a nice feel to it, so it won't fall off of his arm. If it was too heavy, it would droop off his arm all the time. But it's got a nice light weight to it. Love it. Alright, let's take a look at our figure. Alright, well, before we get started with his articulation, I also forgot to mention they also include this little paddle. This little paddle is actually what they call a little doohickey to fix and adjust his collar. Whenever the collar, when you change heads or swap heads, his collar has a tendency to get caught or just disheveled. And that just flattens it out and gives you a chance to fix his collar. And they include that, which is kind of cool. Kind of nice to do that. And also I want to show you guys how to put this shield holder on for that iconic back pose. You just put this smaller part right here, clipped right over there. Then you take his shield. And, little tip, his shield has a fatter holder on one side and a smaller holder, a narrower holder on the other side. So the part of his higher arm, his bicep, goes in here. Smaller part of his forearm and wrist go right in here. You want to take the smaller part, but if you take the fatter part, it's too much give and the shield will sag out. The shield will hang down like that. So you take the smaller part and you take that part, fold this over, take that part and just clip it on just like this. And there you go. And there's that iconic cap pose with the shield hanging on in the back. Simple and easy as you please. Now let's go over some of his articulation. One of the things I have, and you know me guys, I will name some faults if I don't like it. There's two things that I don't like a lot on this figure, but doesn't stop it from being a great figure. It doesn't deter from it that much. One is, they put a lot of padding on his body. There's some padding underneath here. You can actually feel it when you squish it to kind of bulk him out to be a super soldier. But I think they put too much even around his waist, because if you notice any photos of Chris Evans and any still photos of him, he has a nice V shape. It's thick up here by his rib cage. He's wider, and it tapers down to his waist and hips, sort of like that if I squinch it in. But they put a thick pad here, and you see that it just widens him out all over. There's no waist shoulder differential that much. I don't like that. They should have did a little less, or sculpted it down a little bit, shaved it in a little bit. Also, because of the padding and the tightness material of this suit, there's not a lot of articulation, as we talk about, and I'll show you that right now. Captain America's head can go up, down about like that, up, sideways, all the way around full rotation, and then we get stuck. His arms will go up about this much from a bend. That's about the extent of his arms, which is kind of weird because he's an action guy. Very much an action guy. You want to give him in all kind of nice, cool, funky poses. But this suit is so restrictive between the suit and the padding, which extends on the biceps as well. It extends on the rib cage, the chest, the waist area, and the bicep shoulder area. There's so much padding on him that it's so thick it's hard to get him up to get into a rotation pose like that. So you do have all kind of nice movement underneath there, but once again, because of the restriction of the suit, not going to happen. Not going to happen. That's about as high as that elbow can bend on both sides. Doesn't go very high. He does have an ab crunch, but once again with the padding in there, doesn't go that deep. Doesn't go that far back either because of the padding in the tight suit. Leg restrictions, upper thigh goes up about this much. Goes back about that much. Look at that. Not much at all. Goes out about this much, but it comes back down. Natural pulls back down, see? You get a double jointed knee bend, which is kind of cool. You do get some flexibility in those ankles. Look at that. That's a nice deep ankle. See that? That ankle does swivel down nicely. Swivels up nicely too. Swivels out nicely. Nice pivots. Very nice. In fact, it gets you full rotation. Very nice. And that's the same with the right and the left. Foot and leg and knee. And these shin guards also rotate all the way around too, so you can change them to move in the direction that you want to change them to. But yeah, there's very little movement that you can get. You can't get deep dynamic poses with this Captain America. You get something like this. You know, if you have to really play with them and really have to bend them and get them going, you can get them into something like that deeply, or move them around like that and get them into something like that. And I'm just giving you a wild, extravagant pose so you can see what he does. But you can get him probably into something like that. And that'll be about the extent of his bending. And that's not a bad pose. I mean, that looks kind of action-y funky if you want to play on that theme. That's not bad at all. That's not bad at all. His waist swivel will give you about this much. Not a lot of waist swivel because of the suit restriction. So your waist swivel too will be affected greatly with that. Alright, let's take a look at this figure overall. This figure they did great detail on this figure. Hot Toys really did great detail. Very authentic to how the movie was, without a doubt. Well, but they could have done a little better again with the sculpturing and carving in of a more silhouetted body. More silhouetted body sculpt for him. There's too much padding on this guy to look heroic. I don't like that. It's very straight up and down. And this should be a nice stealth strike suit like he had on in the movie, which everybody kind of loved. That's why they made this. But I like that it has Rogers written up there, authentic to the movie. The nice star is squared and centered. This nice metallic-like piping that runs through him is very nice. The A is nice centered on there. The blue is a different color blue than the blue of the blue on his helmet is different colored. I like that. It's different. It's like in the movie. The stealth on his shield, that color on his shield is exactly like the color that was in the movie, which I love very much. This material is kind of very tough to move. It's really, so it's like if you had a shirt with a lot of starch in it, it feels like that. Very hard to move. The belt is good that you can take the belt off through the back. You see the zipper here too that you can unzip and snap to go. The belt just unhooks with a snap and you can adjust. I think I'm going to go through the back and take this off and cut down that foam. Cut it from the rib cage to the waist and then sew this a little tighter onto the actual suit. When I get a chance to do that, that's not that important to do right now, but for my personal satisfaction of the figure, I will do that eventually. I love the shin guards on his boots. I love the boots. The boots are great. Look at the detail on those boots. Really nice. They put grips on here. I really like that a lot. I like the almost like Kevlar look padding that goes inside his abdominal area to protect him. Very nice. They did a great job. The chin strap is a different brown from this part of the brown, from this part of the brown. They did very good, very authentic. I like the little holes in the actual leather straps too, where you fasten. Very great. I like the buckle on that belt. The paint apps on the gloves are very cool. This is a very nice figure. Let me show you how this guy, how I'm going to have him posed and how he will live at the Gifted Monkey Studios. So this is how Captain America will live in the Gifted Monkey Studios, ladies and gentlemen. Look, right here in a shadow box. I'm starting to use shadow box on some things because it adds a little dimension from the regular just sticking them on a shelf or something like that. It adds a little dimension of a diorama, especially when you have a lot of the same subject matter, like a lot of Captain America figures or something like that in one area of your collection. Makes it a little different. A shadow box can hang on the wall like a piece of art, so it's really cool. This shadow box originally comes in black. I got it from Michael's hobby store. I painted it a nice kind of electric blue to make the figures pop from the outside. If we get a little close-up on this shadow box, it has a glass case in it. I got a poster that I downloaded from the computer, a nice retro-style poster of the Captain America movie, Winter Soldier, and I shrank it down. And then I put it in back as a nice backdrop. And on back of that, if you guys can see, there's like a muted American flag. And I wanted that muted flag color. I didn't want the flag to pop. I wanted it to be kind of very low-key in the background, because I didn't want to overpower Captain America and Natasha. So you see that, very low-key. And I used this real funky plastic, so it looks really kind of cool. It kind of pops the background out with that flat poster-like hanging of the Winter Soldier movie. I like it. Here we see Chris Evans. Now this is a Chris Evans head from the Avengers. From the first Avengers movie, Captain America came with an alternate head sculpt, and this is that head sculpt I put in there. And it looks pretty good. I might put the Chris Evans head sculpt in there from the Winter Soldier. I might order that and just get a head sculpt and put the head on there. But right now I'm kind of digging this head sculpt. It looks a little flat, the hair, like he's been in action, like he's moving. You know, when you move your hair and you sweat and it kind of hangs down and looks disheveled. I like that. Whereas the Captain America Winter Soldier head is a little more clean cut. And this looks kind of moving. I like that. You see the shield. I twisted the bodies outward a little bit, so his body actually is more in toward her. Hers is more in toward him, just to give them a little energy, so they don't look so static with inside the shadow box. So there we go. Let's take a look around the shadow box. You see, that's a shadow box. It literally is a box with a glass on it, and it'll hang on the wall. And I'm thinking I will stand the actual Winter Soldier enemy villain on top of here with the guns in his hand. And that'll all take up a nice little wall space. But it'll make your collection pop. It'll look different than a whole collection of Captain America figures standing up next to each other. So there we go. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed our look today at our Captain America from Hot Toys, the 1/6 scale, 12-inch figure. This figure is really, really great. I mean, it has some issues, some things that could have been a little better, like the suit being tied, less restricting, and the padding not being so bulky and cumbersome underneath the suit, and a little more silhouetted to the body. It could have had some things done with it, but at the end of the day, this is a great suit. We all wrote in and talked about after the movie how much we like this stealth suit, and I'm glad we got it. It's a good looking suit and a great addition to the Captain American pantheon. This figure is going to run you anywhere from about $240 to $250, $250, $240 in that neck of the woods if you order it from Sideshow after tax and licenses and all that stuff get in. Should you get it? I tell you, if you like Captain America, it's a no-brainer. You got to get this suit. Even if you don't love Captain America, but you like Captain America, the Winter Soldier movie, you got to get it because this suit was iconic in this movie. And you got to admit, in that movie, this suit looked badass. And they did a nice recreation of all the paint apps and all the stylings and bells and whistles that go on this suit from that movie. So I love it. Look at him standing right here in that nice pensive pose that is iconic. That's badass. I love it. I'm glad they gave the hands for that and everything. This is a great figure. It's going to make your Captain America collection pop. It's different than the red, white, and blue Captain America that we know if we have Captain America figures, that 99% of them are going to be that red, white, and blue variation of that Captain America uniform. So this is a nice little shift from that and an alternate for that your collection. So do me a favor, comment below and let me know. Do you like this action figure? Do you think this is a great depiction from the Captain America Winter Soldier movie? Do you like the Captain America line that came out from the Winter Soldier movie? The Black Widow, the vintage Captain America suit, the Falcon, the Winter Soldier himself. Let me know what you guys think. Write down, because you know I always get back to you and I love when you guys comment. Also, if you like the show today, like us. And please, subscribe, because we're on our way now to 2,000 subscribers. We're the new kids on the block, and we're building, and your subscription counts. So thank you guys very much. I love bringing the show to you, and I hope you enjoyed it as much as I love bringing it to you. Also, check us out on Pinterest. We got photos and stuff there on Pinterest that you won't see in our YouTube channel. And like us on Facebook. We're on all the mediums. So, thank you so much for joining us today as we took a look at this Captain America figure. But remember, playing with toys, even Hot Toys, 1/6 scale, 12-inch Captain America figure from Captain America the Winter Soldier motion picture, can be as fun as a barrel of monkeys. But respect the monkey. Play nice. Take care, guys.